Hi everyone, I'm hoping this video comes out okay, and I'm hoping this is going to be helpful for your assignment 9. Assignment 9 is going to be very similar to assignment 8. It was originally designed as a review. It's not just a review though, we're also dealing with dynamic arrays. So you're going to make your very first types of dynamic arrays in this assignment. And it's actually a pretty practical assignment, at least I think it is. Because as we've said before, and people have freaked out a bit about it in the past, we're dropping a certain number of your assignments. Normally, it's, I guarantee one, but pretty much every single term it's 2, right? Because people have life events, you get sick, you get hit by a car, you have some kind of accident, you break your collarbone, whatever the case is. We have life events. I don't want to be overly stressing you guys more than I already do, and that's why we have this drop policy. It's not to increase your grade. It's not to make sure everyone gets an A or anything like that. That is not the reason for the policy. It is most hardworking students do most of the assignments. They might miss one. The people that don't do any work don't do any of the assignments. That's what we're trying to catch. Okay, so here is ultimately what we have. Last time we were reading in what courses you took. Well, really what the actual task is, the reason we did all of this other stuff, the reason I tortured you for assignment 6 to get that out of the way, is because that's what we're doing for this assignment. We're going to take the code from assignment 8. We're going to take the code from assignment 6, take the given code, take your own code, doesn't matter. And you are going to read in a text file line by line and calculate what the grade is. So if this was the set of grades I get in my quizzes, let's say, oh wow, I got a whole lot of hundreds and I got a couple 50s in there. They are comma delimited just like last time, but I have a certain number of quizzes in here. There's a certain maximum number of quizzes I could take as well, but this is the number of quizzes that I have listed for this file. Next thing would be the assignments. Here are all the assignments I have. But if I'm going to drop 2 of those assignments, I want to drop the 2 lowest, and I want to have this thing calculate my final grade. That's what this assignment is for. I'm going to calculate what my quiz grade is. I'm going to calculate what my assignment grade is. After I drop a number of them, by the way, I'm going to calculate what my exam grade is. Doesn't matter if there's only one exam grade, still part of the calculation. I'm going to calculate my final exam grade, and then what I get for the labs. Now, that's reading in line by line, and I'm going to throw all of this information into a struct. In fact, I just gave the struct because I was sick of, I was trying to make the assignment a bit easier. So you can change this if you want. If you want to do your own thing, that's fine. But I think this should be easier. That's what it's designed to be. This thing will take in, here's my grades for 1400. And the D stands for dynamic. These are the dynamic array grades for 1400. I'm going to make a dynamic array of grades per grade type. So assignments, exams, whatever the case is. I have the grade type, which is some kind of number. I should have that number defined around here somewhere. But the grade type is whether it's an exam, assignment, that sort of thing. The number of grades that I have. And I actually have some constants in here. Let's see if I have them right here. The assigned grade size, the number of assignment grades, the number of grades counted for the assignments. Here's the number of grades, quizzes taken. Here's how many quizzes are counted. Here is the exam grade. Here's the exam percentage that I have. Okay. What I'm going to do, this should, let me find my struct again. There we go. Here's the number of grades. Here's how many I'm keeping. Here's the array. This is exactly what we did for assignment 6 to drop the lowest number of grades. And I can calculate what the final percentage, this is the percentage of the grades for my total value. This is like if the assignments are worth 30% of your final grade, it's a 0.3. And so when I do this calculation, I should be able to get how much from your final grade the assignments are worth. Maybe you get 27 out of 30. Okay. So you almost get 100% on the assignments. This is 0.3. So 0.3 times, let's say 92%, 95% or something like that. I get about 27 out of 30. The math is probably wrong, but you know what hopefully you know what I'm trying to get across. Then I can do that for quizzes. Get the final grade part of your final grade that is contributed by the quizzes, then for labs, then for the exams. And if I sum them all together, what do I get? I get your final grade in the course. So I have another structure, grade set 1400, that has all of these different types of grades. What I'm going to do is read in the file, throw different data into each one of these things. Even if there's only one exam, I'm still going to do it. And then just sum them all up, figure out what the percentage or the grade, final grade is for quizzes out of 20 or whatever quizzes are worth, 10 I think. Add up the assignment grades, the total 27 out of 30, so 27. Add them all up in the end, and I will get my final course grade. And you don't have to ask me what your final course grade is in the end. Provided you have all the different parts, you have your final grade in the course. Or you can just estimate, you can test around, what do I need on the final exam to get an A or to get a B, to get a pass? Try out different things after you have this assignment. Okay, here are some, I have grade data. This structure has a bunch of D grades 1400, which has a dynamic array in each one of them. I need something to free up all of those dynamic arrays. I can calculate the grade. I can upgrade the grade set. So here we go. Here's a grade set that I'm going to be modifying. I just pass in one of these things and it just updates the grades in this P2 mod, the thing to modify. You could do it a different way if you want, but I have this structure that I want to modify, and all I'm doing is passing in a new set of grades that I'm going to just change values in here. I'm dealing with pointers again. So we're getting into pointers at this point in time as well for A9. A little bit, not deep, but just enough. It allows me to modify this variable without having to, I can modify a variable from within another function. Sort of a backdoor into modifying my variables. Okay, I can create all of these grades, this will create a single grade. Let me see here. Okay, here's the grade name. Here are the grades that are going in. Here's the number of grades. It will create one of these G grades 1400 structures for me based on that. There's all sorts of different, I can calculate the grade type, get the final value for the grade type if you pass in one of these things, and I can finally calculate my entire grade. If you pass in the entire grade set 1400 structure with all the grades in it, it'll just spit out what my final grade is. So you'd be filling in all of these various parts. Here's actually what it's going to look like. Hopefully this is, did I make any modifications? Let me move it over. It's not filled in, obviously. So your final grade in the course will be 0 because nothing got read, nothing got fixed. The code is still empty, but it's going to be 0 for right now, at least. And the final letter grade in the course will be an F. I think the final letter grade was an optional extra question. I'm not positive, but you could do that. You could have it so that it tells you what your letter grade is based off of the percentage grade that you have. You will read in a text file like grades.txt here. You'll read it in line by line, produce this fill in the values for this structure, and since you know how the structure is built, you can calculate each and every one of those grades. And if you need to drop a certain number of those percentage points, you can. That's sort of the point. I think I may have even given you one of my other functions. Okay, I'm just looking at what other things I might be missing here. Oh, this is in case you can't get file reading off the ground, you can use this. This is all sort of set up for you. That's why it's commented out. Get number of fields, get field at, same as last time. Sum of my grade, I can sum up my grades, get my minimum index, get the top n average, all the code I did last time. The weird thing is, I should warn you in advance, A9 is going to be anonymized afterwards and passed off to other students for assignment 11. So I actually don't want you putting your name on the assignment file this time. Just one time, do not put your name on the assignment file, because it's going to be passed to another student to review and give you feedback on how your coding looks. They won't know who you are, you won't know who they are, so there's no embarrassment or anything like that. But it's meant to be a way of looking at other people's code to see how you're fitting with the rest of the class, and if you're getting things, if you're following certain design patterns. And for people that are not struggling, the people that are doing well, to get a boost of confidence. People that are struggling to go, whoa, I need to move the bar up a bit. Looking at other people's code is a very good way of getting better and better at programming. Okay, I didn't know if I had other examples of this, but I don't think I do. I think I'm just thinking about my solution file. Okay, so you're reading in a text file, you pull off line by line, you get these D grades structures out of it, D grade 1400 structures out of it, each one of the lines. I put all of those D grade structures in this structure here, this grade set 1400 structure, into a grade set 1400 structure. And then I can calculate from each one of these things, calculate what the final grade is, but based on that component, add them all up, and I get my final grade in the class. And that's all you're doing for the assignment. But that's a lot of different things. There's a lot of moving parts in there. And that's why we had to do A6 and why we had to do A8 first. But you're also making sure you understand how dynamic arrays work and having a little bit of playing with pointers just a little bit right now. Okay, so hopefully that was useful. Please let me know if there's anything I can do to unpack some of this information, or I can do other videos if there's something that's still causing problems for people. All right, thank you very much, everyone, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks.